You've been working on money for years. Better job, less spending, maybe even some investments. But if you're honest, you're not really that far ahead. And here's the part nobody talks about. That's not a motivation problem. That's not an income problem. That's a location problem. You don't know where you are. Because building wealth doesn't work the way most people think. It happens in levels. 7 of them. And most Americans spend their entire lives stuck on level 2, without ever knowing level 2 even exists. The scary part? At level 2, you feel like you're doing okay. And okay is exactly what keeps you from moving up. Once you understand what separates each level, you'll know exactly where you are, why you're stuck, and what it takes to get out. There are exactly 7 levels of wealth in America. At the bottom, you owe more than you own. At the top, your money makes more money than your job ever could. Most Americans never make it past level 2. Not because they don't earn enough, but because they don't know which level they're on, and they don't know what moves them to the next one. Here's what nobody tells you. There is one specific action at each level that unlocks the level above it. Miss it, and you stay stuck for years, sometimes for decades. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which level you are on and exactly what to do to move up. Level 1, negative net worth. You owe more than you own. Student loans, credit card debt, car loans, medical bills. When you add up everything you have and subtract everything you owe, the number is below 0. This is where tens of millions of Americans are right now. The 10th percentile of Americans under 35 has a net worth of negative $15,000. At level 1, every dollar you earn goes to someone else. Your paycheck feeds your past decisions, not your future. Most people at level 1 think the answer is making more money. It's not. More income at level 1 just means more spending. The debt stays. The cycle repeats. The key to leaving level 1 is not earning more. It is stopping the bleeding. The single action that moves you from level 1 to level 2 is building a $1,000 emergency buffer. Not paying off all your debt, not investing, not a new budget app, just $1,000 in a separate account, untouched. This breaks the emergency debt spiral. When your car breaks down and you have $0, you borrow. That debt sits on top of your existing debt. Now you're deeper in level 1 than before. That $1,000 is not savings. It is a circuit breaker. Here's what most people miss about level 1. You can earn $60,000 a year and still be here. You can get a raise and still be here. You can feel like you're making progress and still be here. Level 1 is not about income. It is about what happens when something goes wrong. If one unexpected expense sends you back into debt, you're still at level 1. That's the trap. And most people don't see it. Level 2, surviving. You're not drowning, but you're not moving either. You have a small savings buffer. You pay your bills on time, or mostly on time. But nothing is growing. Your net worth sits somewhere between $0 and $50,000. You're in the bottom 25% of American households. And here is the brutal truth about level 2. Most Americans are here, living paycheck to paycheck, making enough to survive, but not enough to progress. At level 2, you feel like you're doing okay. And okay is exactly what keeps you from getting to level 3. Think about what okay actually costs. Someone stuck at level 2 for 20 years. starting at age 25, reaching 45, with just $500 a month that could have been invested. That's over $300,000 in lost compound growth. They didn't lose it to bad decisions. They lost it to, okay. The problem at level 2 is not income. It is that there is no system. Money comes in. Money goes out. Nothing is automated. Nothing is allocated. Savings happens by accident, not by design. The key to leaving level 2 is automation. Set up separate accounts. Automate transfers the day after payday. Bills account. Emergency fund. Investment account. The system decides for you, not willpower. If you watched my 5 bank accounts video, you already know the architecture. That video is the blueprint for escaping level 2. Level 3 is where most people think they've made it. They haven't. It is actually the most dangerous level on this entire map. Level 3. Stable. You have an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months. You're contributing to a retirement account. Your debt is manageable or shrinking. Your net worth is somewhere between $50,000 and $200,000. You are, by most measures, middle class. This level feels comfortable, and that comfort is the single biggest financial trap in America. Here's why level 3 is dangerous. Most people who reach level 3 die at level 3. Not because anything went wrong, because nothing felt urgent enough to fix. The median American household net worth is about $193,000. That is level 3. Most Americans work for 40 years and end up exactly here. They had enough saved to feel safe. So they stopped optimizing. The default 401k contribution, the default savings rate, the default insurance plan, the default everything. And they stayed here for decades. Comfort is not the reward for good money decisions. Comfort is the warning sign. The key to leaving level 3 is maximizing your tax-advantaged accounts. Max your 401k employer match. Then open a Roth IRA. Then an HSA if you're eligible. These 3 accounts are the engines that compound your wealth tax-free. If you are not maxing these, you are leaving real money on the table. My 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA videos explain exactly how each one works. Level 4 is where something strange starts to happen. Your money begins doing work without you. Level 4, growing. Your money is now doing measurable work. Your net worth is between $200,000 and $700,000. Upper middle class, the 50th to 75th percentile. And here is what changes. You start seeing months where your net worth goes up by more than you deposited. That is the crossover point. When your money earns more than you saved. This is the moment most people don't believe until they see it. You put in $500. Your investments grew by $800. The math is now working for you, not against you. At every level before this, you felt behind. At level 4, for the first time, you feel like the math is finally on your side. The key to leaving level 4 is diversification and tax optimization. Open a taxable brokerage account. Start thinking about tax brackets strategically. Consider Roth conversions. Use your HSA as a stealth retirement account. At this level, your income matters less than your decisions. My tax brackets video and compound interest video explain the full mechanics. Level 5 is where the word freedom stops being abstract. For the first time, it becomes a number. Level 5, secure, net worth between $700,000 and $2 million. Top 20% of American households. And here is what is different about level 5. You could stop working, not forever, but for a meaningful stretch, 6 months, a year, maybe longer. Your investments now generate enough passive income that work becomes a choice, not a requirement. The 4% rule says you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year without running out of money over a 30-year retirement. At $1 million, that is $40,000 a year, without working, without selling anything. Level 5 is where freedom begins. Not luxury, not retirement. Freedom. The freedom to work because you want to, not because you have to. Only 20% of Americans ever reach this level. Most who do reach it in their late 50s or 60s, which means they spent 3 decades building toward a freedom they only get to experience for 10 or 15 years. The key to reaching level 5 is time. Patient, uninterrupted compounding. Do not withdraw early. Do not panic sell. Do not break the compound. Every interruption costs you years. Level 6 is where money stops being a daily conversation. It becomes something different entirely. Level 6. Wealthy. Net worth between $2 and $10 million. Top 5 to 10% of American households. At this level, money is no longer a constraint in daily life. The house is paid off. The kid's education is funded. Retirement is not a hope. It is a fact. The shift here is not financial. It is psychological. You stop thinking about what you can't afford. You start thinking about what your money can do. Build something. Fund something. Leave something behind. Most people at level 6 got here through decades of consistent investing, not through a single high income year or a lucky inheritance. The key at level 6 is preservation, asset protection, tax-efficient wealth transfer. You stop building and start protecting what you built. Level 7 is the level most people will never reach. And the most important thing about level 7 is understanding why that's actually okay. Level 7, generational, net worth above $10 million. Top 1 to 2% of American households. At this level, your money makes more money than your career ever did. A $10 million portfolio at 5% returns generates $500,000 a year. Without working, without selling anything. This is not just your wealth. It is your children's wealth and their children's. Fewer than 2% of American households are here. Most people will not reach level 7, and that is perfectly fine. Because level 5, secure, is where freedom lives. Level 7 is where legacy lives. They are different goals, and level 5 is reachable for anyone who starts early, invests consistently, and never breaks the compound. Let me lay out the complete map. Level 1, negative net worth. The key, $1,000 emergency buffer. Level 2, surviving. The key, automate your money system. Level 3, stable. The key, max your tax advantaged accounts. Level 4, growing. The key, diversify and optimize taxes. Level 5, secure. The key, patient, uninterrupted compounding. Level 6, wealthy. The key, preserve and protect. Level 7, generational. The key, legacy and transfer. Each level has one unlock. You do not need to think about level 5 when you are at level 1. You just need to get to level 2. And every video on this channel is designed to give you the specific tool for the specific level you are on right now. Credit score and emergency fund videos. Those are for level 1 and 2. Roth IRA, 401k, HSA, those are for level 2 and 3. Tax brackets, index funds, compound interest, those are for level 3 and 4. Net worth tracking, that is for every level. Wealth is not a destination. It is a staircase. And most people are not stuck because they are lazy. They are stuck because nobody showed them the stairs. Now you can see them. Which level are you on right now? Drop your number in the comments. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. No judgment. This is a map, not a scoreboard. If you're at level 1 or 2, start with my credit score and emergency fund videos. If you're at level 3, my Roth IRA and 401k videos are your next move. If you're at level 4 or 5, my tax brackets and HSA videos unlock the next gear. Subscribe to Wealth Storyline. Every week we break down the money systems most Americans were never taught. See you on the next level. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice.